Finishing third place in the Link Engine Management Pro Driver Championship. Get back up here. It does Matta because he is Austin Matta!
We were in Seattle for last year FD, and we went to this place, it's like the Devil's Triangle or something like that.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, now you guys can hear me. We're live again.
Yeah.
But I can hear someone replaying back the stream.
Oh, that was
Cool.
me.
Who is it?
Not me.
Hi.
Thank you, whoever stopped that.
It might have been me. But I
I
had
don't
it
even
on
have it
really
up.
low. Yeah, like I don't know. There's no way it would have leaked through my headphones like that. So that's kind of crazy.
All
Technology.
right, we're still hearing it.
Wow.
Yeah, I have it muted. I don't hear it at all. Are you sure
I
it's
don't
not
either.
you, dog?
Yeah, I don't hear it either. I don't have anything else playing.
Yeah, Nate.
Yeah,
I
me
think you're
neither.
blaming someone else for your own problem.
It got real
Hold
quiet.
See?
All right, I think it's all good now. I hope it is.
Huh. Well,
I mean,
well.
It could be my mom inside playing the video. I'll go inside and yell at her if you hear it back again. Mom, turn that off.
Mom,
No,
the
I still,
meatloaf.
I still hear it from someone.
Nah, I don't hear shit.
It's
Yeah, I
you,
don't
dog.
hear-
It's got to be you, brother.
Collab
hear
Cam
anything.
2. Who's that? Says it's Sarah.
There's no way.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
Wait, it is
Bro,
me.
look.
I have another
Yo!
tab open.
Oh,
Dang it!
Ah.
I have too many
Get to
tabs
your
open.
own people, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
My bad, guys. Well, welcome in. I didn't realize about my 30 tabs open that one of them was actually the stream. So that is my fault. So I'm glad the great gibberish of whatever that was for the first 5 minutes of this was great. But we are here, and Happy New Year's. Nice to see everyone here.
Miss
We
you
have
guys.
Phil, Celine Drift, Kharkov, everyone. Thank you, TSH. It's great to be back. And obviously, we got some fun people here this week. But obviously, huge thanks to Sara and Herbie for always coming out. And we got a fun one today. What's up, Austin? How you doing, man?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
Mr.
Chilling.
Matta. But today
Yeah.
it does Matta.
Yeah.
A little bit. A little bit.
So is just Jared kind of, obviously you had Don't Mata as like your Instagram, and then I assume Jared Deenda just kind of took it and went with it. Is that kind of how that all became a thing, or?
No, so there's a whole backstory to this.
Oh boy.
When I first got into drifting, me and a couple buddies made this like YouTube channel called Circuit Breakers,
Okay.
and we hired this. It was, I guess it wasn't even me. It was my cousin that hired like a film agency or something like that. And we made this ridiculous video, and the whole video happened when we were at the bar drinking, and I was underage and a whole bunch of this other stuff, and it was all bad. It all was horrible.
Yeah.
And the internet actually made Austin Don't Matta. Like that's where, because my middle name's David.
Yeah.
So someone took it, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna run with it. And they're like, hashtag Don't Matta, and like I had all this crazy bad publicity. I was like on Wrecked magazine and
Nice.
a whole bunch of stuff. And so fast forward now, and like MDU days back when like Nick Swan ran it,
Yep.
and actually Jared Deanna, the first time I ever seen Jared was at an MDU event.
Okay.
At Killcare or Kicare, however you say it, in Ohio. Killcare, yep. And like that's when like Andrew Lewis and I believe Brian Peters were still competing, and like he had just come out of FD, and Andrew had just got into FD. And it was cool. It was like kind of like an embracing the bad, I guess you could say. And like Nick Swan pulled me over, and he was like, "Hey man, just like don't let any of these guys get to you. Just do what your thing and keep going on your own path." And you know, while we're here, and I don't think if it wasn't for him saying that, I don't think I would have kept going like I did. Because I had a lot of hate. I had people come up to me and like take pictures of me and be like, boom, oh, he's a dickhead, this and that, and talk all this stuff on the internet.
Then they've
But, like, you would-
obviously not met you.
Yeah.
Well, like, they would come up and be like, hey, I'd be really nice to him. I would never be mean. I've never tried to be mean to anybody unless, like, they do something to me. But you have to catch me on a bad day, like, or like a rough day, I guess. Not a bad
I've
day.
only seen you be very nice. I've only
Yeah,
ever
I've
seen
genuinely
you be
never seen you be mean.
Yeah.
There's like
I've
two
seen
people
I've
ever.
seen the sad puppy days.
I'm
Of
sure
like,
you
Those-
yeah, everybody
Yeah.
gets passionate, you know, it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, like, be like a real, a
Dickhead.
real dick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple people, like, very, like, throughout my whole FD like career, I've always held myself to a higher standard. Like, just bite your tongue, walk away, don't say nothing. If you have like just a bad vibe or whatever you have, like, don't let it spew out and make you kind of like a bad sportsman, I guess you want to say.
Right.
Yeah.
And just be a good sport. Like, it's racing. Everyone has their days. Everyone has good and everyone has bad days. So it's like,
Oh yeah.
Word.
Well,
you know.
I mean, especially with drifting, where you can do everything right the entire weekend, and then you make one mistake in one battle, and then the whole weekend's over.
oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Like how many weekends have you felt your driving was there, the car was there, and then all of a sudden, just something happens, and you're like, there goes the whole weekend.
Well, 9 out of 10 weekends are like that for me. And it's usually like I like to lose to the other driver and not to myself, and I'm
Right.
always knocking myself out. I'm
Yeah.
always doing it.
Would you say
Um,
the mental side is the biggest hurdle for you when it comes to driving in general?
Yeah, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, because you can see it in practice, and as soon as it comes to the comp time, it's that for everybody, though.
Mhm.
Honestly,
Those nerves
especially
kick
at
in.
least in Prospec, like you're not as like you're not going against like Frederick Osbo all the time. You might just be going up against that guy one time throughout the entire season. So it's not
Yep.
like you can't just be like, all right, here we go. Another
But
day
even
Yeah.
so, like, beating yourself, as you say, you still had a damn good season last year, dude.
Yeah, I did, and I'm happy, and it comes down to having a good team and a good structure, which really brought out, like the last part of our year, really shined hard. We had a couple problems with like the supercharger, and then the V3 Wise Fab. We just kind of didn't know a couple things about it, and it was really last minute. And I kind of drug my feet on that, and that I think if it would have been more preparation on my end, on my side, I think it'd be a lot better, for sure. But we're going into pro this year, so like the preparation has started. We're moving our feet. We're talking. I was supposed to be at like SEMA and PRI. I just had some family issues come up, and I couldn't make it. But that's not holding us back. We're still going to do our thing, and I'm like, we talked about nerves. I'm nervous already, and I haven't even gotten the car. So
Right.
So
I'm pretty excited though.
So there's a lot to unpack there. I guess I want to go backwards though. Just before we start talking to Pro 1, because you did get your Pro 1 license this year, and
Yep.
you're 100% using it, which I'm super excited for you. But let's go back to getting into the series itself. What was the road to FD for you, and kind of where did you come from in like, because you've been drifting a long time.
Yeah, so since 2012, I've been driving.
Yeah.
I think I did my first Midwest Drift Union in 2014, I believe,
Yeah.
or
Mhm.
2015. I'm pretty sure it was 2014. And I did it for like 2 years consistently, and then I kind of just had some big car problems. I blew up a bunch of cars. Car wasn't done,
Yep.
and stuff like that. And then fast forward, I paid you could say a buddy to work on my car, and the car didn't get done,
Yeah.
and it sat for a whole year.
Mhm.
And then 2019 came out, had the car done, had the car dialed, came out. We did East 10 Drift,
Yep.
which we took second with Ricky and Steve Misko.
Yeah.
And then we went to round 2, took first, and then round 3, I think we did like a top 8, and like Novak was there
Yep.
that year. Like a bunch of the guys won their licenses that year. Ricky won his at US Drift, I believe.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then we went to Vegas Drift in Colorado at Pikes Peak, and we secured our Prospec license there.
Yeah.
And then we secured one in ND Drift 2 that weekend at their 10K. And then right before I was going to go secure one in East 10, I broke my collarbone riding around on that one of those one-wheel things. And that ended my season right there. So,
Yeah.
But
and it
you
was
secured
such-
it 2 times over.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
So, but I wanted the three-peat. I wanted
Yeah.
to come out and be like, hey, this is, and just to kind of set that bar for like that, the people that still were hating, like Austin mad at this, blah, blah, blah. And then you still get those people that kind of come out of the woodworks and it's like, buddy, you're not doing anything.
Right.
Like if you, like, you're not doing anything. Like, chill out, dude. Like, I'm glad you're here supporting us. Thank you for spending your money on the tickets, but just go watch. Like, leave me
Right.
alone.
Yeah. No, it's true.
So do you find that you hold yourself to a super high standard, and like your goal being to three-peat the license?
That was, yeah. So I really wanted to come out and like stamp that, that like, I don't know, like, just put that in the books and stamp it out. Like, there's no denying that he doesn't belong here.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
question.
And then coming into 2020 COVID year for drifting for us in FD, it was a crazy year for everybody. And we back-to-back podium there. We did St. Louis in third, and then we did third in Seattle, which I was super hyped. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hyped to do that coming out of pro-am. So
Right.
pretty
Well,
cool.
it wasn't always sunshine and rainbows though in Prospec for you or Pro 2. You know.
No, we had it was good, and then it got really bad, and then it got really good.
Yeah. I mean, so like, talk me through some of the challenges of just the seasons afterwards, because like you said, you came in hot, you came in with some podiums, you came in like as like a bright spot in the sport, and then it kind of didn't pan out. So like, what kind of happened that you think kind of caused that?
I think, well, so the first year was, everyone was locked up. We were kind of sheltered into our homes. We didn't get to do much. Us getting out to go drive FD was kind of our release. It was the first two events were really good. I think our last two events, our first season, weren't bad. I think they were just like, top 8 finishes, and top 16s, I believe. Which just isn't terrible, which isn't great in my book though either.
Right.
Like I want to be top 4 or better every time. I think that's an accomplishment. That's a good weekend for me.
Right.
And it's made my money worth it too, and all my guys' time and, everything they sacrifice and do, like skipping work away from their families. So I'm a big family guy. So that's like my main thing is to like make sure everyone has their own time with their own people. 'Cause like they're taking their PTO and stuff. But I think it's jumping into something that we didn't know what it was and us being way over our heads and not having a proper team manager or like, and my mechanic at the time, like he's great. I still talk to him. We're good friends. I just think we kind of had two different looks on what we were going to happen, and kind of two different aspects of like what he thought and what I thought type deal.
Yeah.
I always took care of my guys with everything and anything. And I just, I don't know. I think it comes down to me being in a bad mental state and also over driving myself instead of driving. Like I always like to drive 100%. I cannot do that. Like I have to tone it back. I have to just relax. Like your car's going to be fast. It's fast. Just use your tools you have and just go that route instead of like, okay, he can't get away. Like, or she or whoever I'm battling at the time.
Right.
So,
yeah, well, like the thing is with you've been running NA nitrous setups all the way up until this year. And then this year you made the switch over to a supercharger, still some nitrous if you need it. So there's a couple things. Obviously you found a lot of success when you switched over to the supercharger, but do you think the success was because of the supercharger or because of the mental state or a little bit of both, or like kind of like, because that's a pretty big change because you bumped the power way up on the car for this year.
Yeah. So when we run the car, we usually ran the car on kill on setting 3, which was 900 something with nitrous.
Yeah.
But which is really weird with the nitrous, how it kicks in is like like if I get out of it a certain amount, like chase somebody or like I'm chasing someone and I get out of it,
Yep.
it drops down to 600 horsepower, and then the spray kicks in. Then it's back to 900.
Yeah.
And even like when you lean it in a little bit, we were still finding that like it wants to fall on its face. In the beginning, it was good. We maintenanced everything and all that, and I think my driving style kind of evolved a little bit to like where I needed the boost. It's just so honestly is better in my realm of driving, I guess.
Right.
I really like NA cars a lot, kind of more than any of them, just because there's like really there's no lag, there's no nothing.
Right.
And now we use the spray in the bottom end, you pretty much utilize everything until the boost kicks in. So
Yeah. Well, so obviously you did well though, and I guess the question is it still like because of the mental state, or is it because of the driving? Or the more power? Like, did you find it? Because like personally, I felt you took a step this year in your chases, especially. Like you've always been a good lead driver, but your leads were great this year. But your chasing was like there now.
Stepped up.
It
Yeah.
seemed like you were like on people's doors this year.
that power, the power had a lot to do with it.
Gives you
I
the
know how
extra
to
confidence. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know how to chase just fine.
Mm-hmm.
But that bogging with the nitrous we were experiencing the last 2 years, that's what really set me back. We'd surge in real hard, and then the car would fall on its face, and
Okay.
we didn't have that problem. So, and also my mental state too, not getting in my head and really like focusing on like, okay, you have it's you just have to take it race by race, kind of like
Yep.
day by day, and like AA or whatever. I mean, I've been there once a couple times, but I
No,
think
it's true.
I think day by day and race by race is honestly the way to go, and it's also battle by battle. I don't think people start looking ahead. I think in the last couple of years, well, even before the 32 battle was won, I'm looking at who we battled in the 16.
Yeah.
Like chill, bro. Like you gotta worry about this battle first. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
and getting overconfident, I think, was a big thing for me too. Like, kind of
Right.
thinking like, I'm not untouchable, but like, oh, whatever. Like, being super good in practice and then coming out in comp and stepping on my dick, and it's like, dang.
Yeah. Yep. That's a perfect way to say it. Yeah. Happens all the time.
Yeah.
Even with my boys, It's
Yeah.
like, damn.
I mean, I think everyone has that problem. But
Yeah. Well,
In the
it's
chat, they're saying, Matta, you by far are one of the most aggressive chase drivers, and I love it.
Yeah.
that's a good thing. I want that.
Good.
yeah.
I want that. I just got to learn to not hit people.
Take like 5% off the top, 1% off the top.
Just a little less,
Yeah. Well, and as you said, with the supercharger this year, you could tell that you were able to take those chances, but then get out of it if you needed to, but the car wouldn't die, and it was like you were able to drive 10 tenths to a point, 9 tenths technically for you, but you're able to drive that, and
Rear end is just falling off every run. Just scrubbing it down a little bit
yeah,
more.
I mean that's the thing is like, why do you hate bumpers so much is the next question. Like,
The real question is, they should ask why I buy so much duct tape. It's a whole cart full of black duct tape. I'm just like, see you guys later. Like,
I love it, man.
Well,
It
it's like-
gets me going. Yeah, every
Yeah.
time. I'm like,
so
God
where did
damn,
the
dude."
lack of walls come from? Lack of fear of walls is the question.
so in 2013, I crashed my dirt bike really bad. Me and a couple of my friends and a couple of cousins went out to this local track we have out here. And I broke my shoulder really bad, like really bad. It got plate and 20 screws in it. Blew both my knees out, and it was really bad. So fast forward to like the very end, the last event in Minnesota we had, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go try drifting. Okay, boom, crashed my car so bad I couldn't even get out. I was like stuck in there. I crawled up the other side. My arm just hurt so bad, and I was like, you know what? I think this is the final good crash. I'm good. And I've just crashed. Like I tell myself and I tell everyone that every year, I crash at least twice a year, no matter what. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Mhm.
And once you get like we in any car that you build, you should want to take your safety to the next level with it,
Yeah.
because your life really does depend on it. Like
Mhm.
people don't really take it that seriously, and like, oh, I'm just going out to a grassroots event and yada yada yada. But like anything could happen. Like I've watched cars flip end over end, like not like on its side, but like
Yeah. Yeah.
at an event, and we were not even going that fast. He ran over a hay
Yeah.
bale. He was like, boom, and I was like, oh my god, like
Wow.
holy, oh my god, you
Yeah.
I
know.
always am the same way with safety. Like, why wouldn't you? Like everyone crying about safety this and safety that. I'm like, stop it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I get it if you're just starting out and you're like on a small budget, you're just
In a
trying to get
parking
into
lot,
it.
maybe.
Yeah, or like even like a small skid pad and stuff
Mhm.
like that. I get it.
Yeah.
But I used to host a bunch of events up here, and I've had a lot of very sketchy cars come into play.
Yeah.
A lot of very sketchy cars come into play.
The second you start going fast, the second you start moving up, the second you start driving with other cars, like you cannot start slacking on safety,
No, not at all.
in my opinion, at least. Bye, Herb.
Yeah. So have you
He'll be
had
back.
like scenarios where that's like you've seen where your, I guess, improvements in safety have kind of helped you, or like,
It gives me the confidence to just to huck it in there
okay.
and know I'm gonna be okay. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I put some extra padding down by my feet, and I make sure my head's clear, all my stuff. And I'm a short guy, so I kind of can squeeze into a smaller space.
Yeah.
Besides, my belly's getting a little fluffier as I'm getting older, but that we're working on that. We're at the gym. It's a new year, new me, right? So,
Right. But in terms of like, again, you always seem to put the car, like, I don't know, just the way you build the car just doesn't seem to grab great, or it doesn't seem to grab the wall and like huck you in a lot of the time. It seems like you're able to put that car into the back end like probably about a foot and you're still good, it seems like.
yeah, yep. Steve and Zach, Steve with the Baltimore Swords, and Zach, my good buddy that helps me with everything and all my racing stuff. Them guys, they know that I like to blow it out the back, so they make sure there's room for error. You know what I mean?
Right.
And big thanks to 2F Performance too. If
Hell
it wasn't for their stuff, like I mean I would be going through shells like crazy, or
Mhm.
It does stay together. It
cardboard
just kind of
bodies.
falls off. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean duct tape. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on
That's fine.
on both sides like a
Yeah,
sandwich.
it's
You know.
No, it's
And
true.
2F saved my shell too, so shout him
Yeah.
out.
There you go.
So,
All right, we got a couple.
huge.
Sorry, I was gonna
No,
say
go
yeah.
ahead. You're up. You're
I was just gonna say your car looks great, by the way.
It
Two
does.
two F
Thank you.
does do
Thank you.
a great looking kit for the S chassis.
Yeah.
Like they may have a lot of cars that look like 2F cars out there, but they do look good. So it's like everyone else runs the kit too, but it's also a really good looking kit. So it's
Yeah.
can't really complain.
Hey, opportunity if someone else can do it better. I don't know anyone else that's doing it like 2F. So
No.
Go ahead.
And the only other stylish kit I like personally on the market is the Origin kit, the Raceline
Yeah.
kit. That's my, if they made that, I'm pretty sure it's the LFCs that go on the back of the cars. If they made that, I would buy it. I'm not gonna lie. But Paco makes it. He's local. He's not
Availability
local,
is a
but
big
he's
thing.
US based. Yep,
Mhm.
US based. That helps me out a lot because, like I
US
said,
based.
I blow out the back. You know
do
what I
you
mean?
punch
There you go.
card, Mr. Blow out the back?
I-
You're like 5
I
balls. and you're
should.
about to do one.
I don't know because I would, we would make that and then I would ruin that for everyone because I'd be like, hey, look, I got 10 punch cards here. Look at all the free stuff I get. And he'd be like, no, awesome. This isn't how it works. How long you been banking those? Like, I don't know, a year and a half. Like,
Are they a partner with you? If not, you should definitely hit them up.
Paco's taken care of me for since Prospec, since the beginning,
Cool.
since 2020.
Mhm.
He's always been on the team, always supported, always came through, especially in times of need too. Like, hey man, here you go, I got you. Like, thanks,
Nice.
buddy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And what's funny is they were one of the people that were on the Domata train. in the beginning. Yeah. So is it Drift? What was their podcast they had? They still have that, I believe, right? The Maximum Drift or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yep. So I was
That's
on
fun.
there. They, they gave me a little. Maybe that's how Paco. That's maybe what Paco feels bad now because I'm like, oh hey, what's up, bud?
You're killing them with kindness, brother. You're just being you, and like people will come around eventually. All the people who are hating, they just don't know you.
Exactly. No, it's true. Oh,
He-
he's gone. He died.
He's dark. He's probably turned his camera off.
Maybe. Who knows?
No, there he
he's
is.
back.
Hello.
Oh, but we have no
no.
audio.
No.
Oh, he's got to come back.
We have the technology.
Hello.
All right, we good?
Yeah, we're good, bud.
Word.
Okay. Sorry,
Nice.
I got a phone call.
You're good,
My
buddy.
bad. So
Good.
We got a couple questions already in the chat for you. So first one is from Celine Drift. Why do you think most drivers want to move up to pro instead of setting out to win 3 in a row in Prospec or and being the James Dean of that series? If that question makes any sense. So what Celine Drift is asking, what's the appeal for you, for example, to go run Pro 1 over basically dominating a Prospec series to where maybe in Pro 1 you make only a couple like top 16s a year kind of thing? Like what to you is the advantage to doing something like that? I have my answers, but I'm curious to hear what yours are.
So, if you didn't want to be or drive with the best in the world, you can say, or some of the best in the world,
Right.
why are you getting into FD in the first place? Is my question to your question. My
Yeah.
answer is because I want to drive with the best. I want to be known, and not only be known necessarily. I want to go when I die and I'm laying on my deathbed. I can look back and be like, okay, I did my goals exactly what I want to do since the day I started drifting, as I want to drive FD.
Yeah.
That was the goal.
Right.
Like, went to Vegas Drift in 2012, I think it was, or 2013, and I was locked in. I bought my first Sparkle seat. I literally cuddled that the whole way home from Vegas in the back of my buddy's Mitsubishi Lancer, dude. It was the worst ride of my life ever. And I went to jail that weekend too in Utah. It was so bad. It was horrible. It was horrible. I mean, it was great, but it was horrible.
Yeah. That's amazing.
But I think realistically. Oh, go ahead, buddy. Sorry.
No, you keep going with the stories, but I love it.
I think the answer or the answer to his question is being dominant in any series is great, but once you're so good at something, you want to move up to the next level and try to see if you can be better or if you're already the best, I guess.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
But I think with progression, I want to learn from the better people higher up than me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want their tools. I want to pick their brains. I want to know, not necessarily not even making $1 out of this. I don't care if I never break even. I don't.
Right.
I love every minute of FD weekends. I'm so happy loading up to go to FD weekends. I've made more close friends in the drifting community at FD than I have at any other event ever.
100%.
Yep. Agreed.
It's a real family. We get in our little crybaby fights here and there, not fist fights yet. I'm hoping one of these days there's gonna be one. I'm waiting.
There will. Eventually,
I'm
there has to be.
waiting.
It's
There
inevitable.
has to be.
It's
Andy
inevitable.
tells us. He's like, you guys won't go to jail. I'm like, okay. What are we gonna do here? I just want it to be a NASCAR fight in the pits. It'd be awesome. It'd be so cool.
Yeah.
It'd be so cool.
All the media running around.
Oh yeah.
It would break the internet.
It would.
Awesome.
It'd be so funny.
It'd be awesome.
But yeah, I mean, and just from my perspective as well, there's such a big, drastic change in viewership, change in sponsorships, change in literally everything in between the two series. Like, Prospect series, great, especially for people that are getting better in driving and stuff like that. They get a chance to go to these big events and get the experience. But honestly, there is such a big change that I would always tell if a Prospec driver gets their license for Pro 1 and has the ability to run Pro 1, there is no reason that you wouldn't stay, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
and like for example, the reason Dimitri ran all those years in Prospec was because he couldn't financially make Pro 1 work. So that's why he kept running Prospec.
Right.
If he had the opportunity to go up earlier, he would have. So it's like from every aspect, like if you want to actually get money in drifting, you have to go run Pro 1. If you want larger following, you probably should go run Pro 1. If you want to get the more viewers, like everything is just cranked way up compared to Prospec, and it's just again, like you said, it's the ultimate goal for competitive drifting out here in America.
Ultimately,
So it's
to
like
be a better driver in itself,
Yeah.
go to
I
Pro
think
1.
it's
Again,
even
like you're
simpler
only
than
as
that.
good as the competition that you're against.
Word.
Exactly. Yeah, you're going. I go to local events and we get in these trains, and it's like, man, who am I even following right now? Like, I gotta go to FD next week.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing right now? And all of a sudden, here's a predicament. I'm dodging cars and in the ditch. I'm like, man, I'm done for the weekend now for sure.
Yeah.
But also you get to drive these iconic tracks that we all watch on TV.
Yep.
Streets of Long Beach, Atlanta, St.
Right.
Louis. I drove St. Louis before when they first went there with the big track,
yeah,
the big long sweeper. I drove that back in 2013, 2014. And to think of it like, man, I mean, we barely made the tires last. I don't know how they're going to do it. Then they built their whole new one. And I have a love-hate relationship with St. Louis. I love it and I hate it. I love the track. I hate the heat. It's just so hot there.
It's bad, dude. It's
Is
not
that
even. It's so.
hotter than
I would argue
Jersey
it's not
this
even the
year?
heat. It's the humidity that makes it that much worse.
Jersey this year, that one
was the worst.
That was
Horrible.
Whew. Yeah,
I
I feel
and
bad.
that's my home.
Yeah. That's where you go, yeah.
I couldn't believe it, dude. I was like, damn, I'm sorry, this is not a good show
Yeah.
for what New Jersey is.
That was like the heat wave. I can't even name you a heat wave that was hotter. That's probably the hottest weekend I've ever spent at that track, and I'm there like every other weekend.
Yeah,
It was gnarly.
That had to have been, I think, my hottest event at Englishtown.
And I don't know how you guys were doing it out on the track, sweating your butt off with long pants, filming the whole thing.
Just hallucinating, and like that's the best part. Like once you hit the delusional level, it's like everything's kind of fun. You know?
Yeah,
You know?
the
It's
great
like
parts of heat stroke. It's so much fun.
It's horrible. It's
You
horrible.
go
It's
and
never
look, you
fun.
crouch to pick up the tripod, and you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it back up.
No.
At least EMTs will be there quick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and their
maybe.
old 1973 fucking.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
Danny's gonna come running out with his shirt all sweaty and torn up.
You know what's funny? Talking about fights, the two like almost fights were both at New Jersey.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the Chelsea fight, and then what's his Mohan?
Robbins
over
and
the
Mohan,
summer?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
those were
Oh,
both.
and then also in the stands, like where Danny had
Oh,
the
yeah.
Superman dive on a
Oh
woman,
my
and then
gosh.
first thing this year, Andy Luck even had to get involved because they didn't want to listen to Danny about taking their tents down from the stand.
Yeah. Oh, and
And
I
then-
think Andy Luck yelled at some Umbrella Girls one year.
But the only other place I saw a fight was Atlanta, and apparently there was a gun. Well, it's only, yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
Guns
It's Atlanta.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's like
Well, yeah,
alright,
but it's like
they,
like
they
St.
weren't gonna
Louis, too,
use
though.
it. It was probably on his hip. Apparently they were tussling, and then all of a sudden like, he's got a gun. It's like, all right, well, he's not gonna use it. They're fighting.
In
Yeah.
the
yeah, if
crowd.
they're already
Yeah,
fighting,
it was in the
there's
crowd.
not-
I saw. As I'm standing there, I'm like, wow, look at this big circle form. Like, yeah,
They're opening the pit. Open up this pit.
I'm like, they got music.
Wasn't
right.
there a fight last year in New Jersey, like in the crowd?
Yes.
Yeah, that was where
Yeah.
the one worker Danny had to. He
Okay.
literally had to jump and Superman dive on this woman.
And
She
Danny
started-
like is at every event there. So like every
He lives
gambler,
there.
every weekend. Yeah, he's like a
Yeah, he
staple.
lives at the track. Yeah.
So like if you're throwing hands with Danny, like everyone at this track is now.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't
Oh
do
yeah,
that.
for sure.
You're
Yeah.
never,
For
you're
sure.
nobody's ever breaking in either. He's right there. He's like the pit bull.
Yeah.
You get in, he's like, "What's up, baby?
Yeah.
How you doing?"
Hey, how you doing? Oh shit! But yeah, all right. I don't know where we were. Sorry.
Well, we're going all over the place, but I do have a couple more questions. I just want to try and keep up with the chat if we can. Cody
Yeah.
Dempster, shout out Cody, Prospec
up?
guy.
Cody.
He said to
it's
go along
Cody,
with
guys.
moving up to pros to the pro license is only good for a year, and if you don't move up, then you have and if you have one bad round in the Prospec championship, you're basically out for the running for next year. So that's another thing. Obviously, as you can see, Dimitri hasn't won it every year since he's moved up. Like we had two drivers in the Pro Series this year, and neither one of them was in the top 3 for the end of the year this year in Prospec. So it just kind of goes to show, like you can have a bad round or two, and then that's your whole season. So
Right.
that's
I
another
think it's
thing.
even simpler. Like you guys as drivers, all of the drivers are so competitive by nature. They have to be in order to run that series. Why would they not want to continue the competitive streak and like continue, if not to compete with the best drivers, to compete against themselves and see if they can even hack it up there? That's what I think it is too.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I give it out to Dimitri and even Rudy for putting that much mental like focus into doing not just one Prospec, but doing pro and Prospec. Applaud you guys for sure. Like I
talked to Rudy afterwards, and it doesn't sound like he wants to do that again, though. It
I wouldn't
sounds
wanna do
awful.
it.
Dude.
I wouldn't want to do it either.
He had the worst hand that he dealt himself after Long Beach too.
Oh,
Like,
dude! After that
yeah,
crash, so bad.
Like when I made my recap and I played it back again, I was like, that thing was chooshed. That thing was totaled. Like I was like, what the fuck? And he did what 11 more rounds after that, technically.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't want the heat being in the car that long, and just draining my them guys have to be dead at the end of the day, like absolutely beat, and then going right into competition, and it's like, I'm good.
Yeah. Your brain is just shot. Yeah, if you're not physically tired, then you're mentally just gone.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
Chat is funny right now, too.
We got a comment from AWOL Performance Graphics. Tell them about Elko 2017. I don't know if you can legally talk about any of that at all, but
Okay.
You can say no.
So this just kind of comes back to where the car.
This was a safety conversation, I think.
Yep. So I'm following Alec Robbins. We're doing a demo. We're at a circle track, and there's an infield you can cross. And the rule was just to stay on the outside, just to kind of loop around, I was chasing Alec, and the other two drivers were chasing each other, and something happened on their end. And I'm chasing Alec up the bank. We're up there high. And I'm watching Alec, and I see him straighten out. I'm like, that's not right. Okay. And I look down to my right, and boom, there's a car coming the opposite way. And I'm like full, so I try to turn down the bank and drive straight down it. And he just T-boned me. Rips the whole right side of my car off. My wife was in the car at the time. Ripped my helmet strap off. Like, was just literally T-boned me. And I got out of the car, and I was like, what are you doing? He goes, I got lost in the smoke. Bro, there was no smoke in the middle, man. We're over here on this side. We have done the demo just laps before.
Wow.
That's crazy. And was everyone all right?
Everyone went home. I mean, we were pretty battered and bruised.
Yeah.
But no casualties, no broken bones, thank God.
Chelsea Robbins is in the chat. She said, "Not 2017 Elko."
Yeah, see, I'm pretty sure she was in Alec's truck. Like, I'm pretty sure she was in the truck watching, like this all go down.
Oh my God! Can't
I have
imagine.
pictures from it and stuff. I can show you guys later. But yeah, it was. Shout out to a performance again. Save my car. So but yeah, it was one. I think that comes down to like knowing it. Like, okay, my car's safe. Like I can trust it. And I tell some people like, hey, like my race car is safer than your daily driver. Like your 96 Honda, you're gonna die in that thing, dude. Like, you know, your Chevy S10, like, bro, that thing's, you're gonna die in that thing too. Like, so.
Interesting.
Yeah,
wow, that's crazy. That's sketchy right there, man. Jeez.
And that's why, like, when we do demos now and we do them at Elko, it's like I'm always like, all right, who's driving? And no offense to anybody, and it's nothing like that. But like, you have to take other people's lives into consideration when we're doing stuff like this at high speeds and stuff like that. Yeah. And know that we all have families to go home to at the end of the night.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Like, this isn't some takeover, like just clout chasing thing.
Nope.
It's like, yeah.
Started. That's why. No, me neither. That's why it's important. Like, if you're an up and coming driver, or even if you're new to competition, if you're not sure, everyone would rather you ask. Like, even if you're a little scared to ask, pull someone aside, ask privately, rather than make a massive mistake like that. Because I'm sure he maybe wasn't paying attention when they're talking about track layout or how it's supposed to go. And, like, now you're gambling with everyone's hundreds of thousands of dollars in cars that they built and their lives and their livelihood and their passengers. Like, that's just...
I ask questions all the time.
Same.
I remember when...
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say Alec Honadale went the wrong way at E-Town, 2017 Pro Bro-Down, I believe it was.
Yep.
And I remember he got a very stern sitting down talking to.
I'm sure he did.
He got lucky because nobody was coming the other way at the time. And I was like, damn. I'm like, this boy did not listen in the driver's meeting. He did not listen.
Yep. And there's a certain way to get on that track. There's a certain way to get off that track. There's like certain things that people, like, if you run there a bunch, you know, but if it's your first time there, you're not going to know that.
There's a lot of different bits and bobs on it, you know, so like I didn't, when I saw it happen, I was like, oh, he's a little lost. Well, I was like, that's not good.
I still need to come drive E-Town.
The front track. Yeah, what the hell are you doing?
Go, dude.
You're just quick to leave during FP New Jersey?
I'm ready to go home, bro. I'm done for the weekend. And I already know with you guys. I already know with you guys. No, see? No. Sarah already knows. We get wild. We got to cut it off. We're done.
A little bit. Atlanta was crazy.
Atlanta was wild.
Dude,
Atlanta was wild.
I
got a stern sitting down after that one.
Did you?
Well, my team was like, bro, chill, we're done.
Did it have to do with that golf cart situation, or did you ever get in trouble for that? Okay, my bad.
Yeah. Oh, who's the best? Who's the best party driver? Who's the best driver to party with?
Matta.
I do like to have a good time. I do like to have a good time.
You got Cody Buchanan in the chat too. We'll miss you in Prospec.
Oh, Cody will be up next year. It'll be fine. Don't worry. He's coming soon.
Cody, we already know, baby. You're coming. Don't worry. Your time's to shine soon, dog. Don't worry.
Even though I only beat you on a technicality, you know.
Well, he beat me. It's 1-0.
Oh, really?
He beat me in New Jersey last year. It's 1-0.
That's right.
We drive together. Like, we know he's from Fargo. He's 4 hours from me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because so just a quick jump back because of how close this little family is of ours we have up here. Both fights at Jersey. 1, Dan Stukey's my cousin. 2, Alec Robbins. We were teaming with him last year, so it was like, okay, cool. My cousin's fighting people. My other teammates trying to fight people. Like, Cody, you're up next, dog. I'm too nice, so you're up.
He doesn't know what to do with his hands, so he's safe.
Yeah, car ran real good.
Oh, my favorite quote is still, I went to hit the reset button and didn't reset the car.
You got to get off that sim.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Speaking of sim, do you do any sim driving in the off season or during the season or at all?
So I now have a sim. I have to go pick it up from a buddy.
Nice.
I don't really do a lot. Josh Robinson from Texas Speed Academy down in Texas. He used to the big, tall Australian guy.
Yeah.
He usually comes up here in the winter and does ice drifting.
Cool.
Which is really weird to me because they're from Texas, and why would you come stand in negative 20-degree weather out on a lake? but I have a great time. So I go out, bring the ice fishing house out,
Mhm.
ripping some lips, dude, and,
Yeah.
and blowing snowbanks apart. It's the best thing ever.
We've heard a lot of good things about ice drifting. I hate rain drifting. So is it similar? Is it better?
Oh no! So Josh has these cars set up really good, and like Simon and all those guys kind of like the same tire setup.
Yeah.
And they're just in stock Z's, and they're so fast. It's crazy. Like you get in the gas, and it just grips up, and you're like, "Whoa!" Like I'm on a lake, but I just got all the grip in the world. It's so fun. It's
That's
so
sick.
Damn.
Cool.
That's
Damn,
sweet.
I'm jealous. That sounds like a good time.
And it kind of gives me like it replicates the smoke. Like if you're chasing in the smoke, it's just a bunch of snow. You can't see shit anyways. So it's like
Yeah.
perfect. Hopefully we don't crash into somebody or a side by side or an ice house, but we're having fun.
That's
So,
cool. That's awesome, man.
Is there any more
Yeah.
stuff in the chat we got to make sure we don't miss?
Yeah, well, I was just gonna hit Phil's question. This was going back to chasing. Like, how do you find the balance between being overly aggressive and not being aggressive enough? I'm assuming that was in reference when we were talking about chasing drivers. Is there something that you kind of just gauge, or like, do you drive differently with different drivers? Is it like just kind of how you
It
feel?
all comes down to my spotter and how they're doing
Interesting.
that day.
Yeah.
Because there's days where I have off days, and
Mhm.
it's like just give him more room. Like he's not his whole self today.
Yeah.
And then there's people every single time, like Tommy, Lemire,
Mhm.
and Connor, Dimitri, Rudy. Nope, I just gotta
Don't
be
give
aggressive.
those guys an inch,
Nope,
dude.
I'm not giving you guys nothing. Nothing, nada. Don't get it. Nothing at all. And and even Alex Jaeger, him too. Like, yep, okay, damn it.
If he's on, yeah. If he's having a good brain day, he is on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't
Man.
even rice track an inch either. Speaking of
All right,
But
take it
him
easy.
too.
All
I
right,
just
take it easy.
I-
No.
well, you know what? If we're going there, Ricky too. Ricky's my boy.
Ricky, but the problem
I-
with Ricky is he doesn't take his car out of the garage or the trailer.
ever.
He gets trailer-nitis. That's what we call it. Trailer-nitis. It's like hepatitis, but just the car gets rusted. Not rusted, but it gets a
Literally
little
his-
disease.
His first run from New Jersey, I have it on. Nate had me in the furthest outside box, so like where you're initiating, I could see straight onto you, and you could see his rear end just wobbling back and forth, and I'm like, dude, it's like your first run. You had a broken subframe. That clearly means it was broken before anything ever happened. You just didn't look one bit. I'm like, oh my god, dude.
We
this
gotta
is-
have Ricky on here to defend himself, because there's a bit of Ricky slander, probably mostly from me, if I'm being real. That man doesn't touch a tool, ever.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't either. No, hold on, I don't either. Hold on a minute.
Your
No.
people do,
My
right?
people do. Well, listen, I'm gonna tell you a story really quick. So we have a ND Drift 10K up here.
Right. Yep. What's
Every
the
time I
track
touch
at
my
again?
car-
What's that track?
Yeah.
I think it's Interstate Raceway, I believe.
Okay.
If Cody or Chelsea are on here, they can confirm that.
Yeah.
But it's right outside of Fargo. Super fun track. But long story short, Austin goes and touches his car, and then I break a windshield, the hood flies up every time. It's like, I think I did it last year, and then I did it this year too.
What do you have? Hood pins?
I got them, but I didn't put them in.
I got him on my belt loop.
You know?
I got him.
Yeah, they're like.
That's-
And there's 2 videos. I finished the run because there's that big hole in the middle of my hood. Anyways,
yeah.
but man, I come back and my buddy Zach just looks at me and goes, "Dude, I told you not to touch the car." I go, "I know, but you were busy."
Yeah,
He was like,
your bad luck then.
Yeah. He's like, "You didn't even do anything." I was like, I cooled it off. Shit.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, I mean, talk about the drift scene up there, because I'm curious to see what the locals think about drifting up there. Because obviously, your heritage is you're Indian, obviously, so your heritage is Indian up there.
So I'm actually Indian and I'm Native American. My mother's Indian and my dad's Native American.
Oh wait,
So
sorry.
I'm
Yeah,
both.
there is a difference,
I'm
right?
both.
Yes.
Yes. Yep. So I'm both. So
Yeah. So like, kind of
Um,
explain like how that all works up there where you live.
So I'm from a Native American reservation, the Milwaukee Sioux community up here.
Yeah.
We're based out of Shakopee, Minnesota. And I mean, I mean, I'm a native that lives on a reservation.
Right.
We're a very lucrative family up here, and
Mhm.
thanks to my father and all the hard work and stuff he's done, and everything that he's put us through, and and stuff like that. But I don't really have much else to say
Right.
about it. I
Well,
guess.
what I'm saying is like, okay, what does the local community up there think about drifting though? Like, what's the?
Oh,
Because I don't know if I have like a good stereotype
The-
for
There
up
even
there.
a
You
drift
know,
scene
give me a
in Minnesota?
stereotypical.
there is
Yeah,
a nice good drift scene here.
Okay.
We have this cool place on Facebook. It's called D-Town.
Okay.
It's a riot. You guys should join. It's a riot.
Okay.
It's
right.
so fun. If I need something to shit post and laugh about, if I'm having a bad day, I'm just on D-Town. So all these people like, oh my god. But we have a good drift scene up here. There's a lot of people that drift.
Really?
I want to say, when I was hosting events, we were getting 60 to 70 cars an event and selling
Wow.
out within like a week or 2 weeks.
Wow.
And there's a lot of good drivers up here too. Like Cody Buchanan.
Mm-hmm.
You got like Brian Peters. He's from Wisconsin. He's not far from here.
Yeah.
And then you have like all the Final Belt guys in Chicago that rip.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff's not far. That's only 6 hours. I mean, that's far, but it's 6 hours
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Shawano's only yep. Shawano's not far, and then we have Brainerd International Raceway, which hosts Power Cruise,
Yep.
and that's cool to see like all the Aussies come over and like power slide. I mean, they're just
Hell
drifting,
yeah.
but
Right.
it's super cool.
All
It's
the
a cool
burnout
scene.
cars, right? Like 1,000
Yep.
horsepower just to roast the tires off is crazy.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, and they're like tractor tires. They're like this
Oh
thin
my
and like
gosh.
super huge. And,
Yeah.
there's a good scene up here for sure. I think the locals where I live don't like it because I'm close to Minneapolis, where there's a lot of takeovers.
Mm.
And the local cops, anytime anyone's drifting, like the res cops out here, they just come to the house. And I'm like, man, you guys know it's not me. You know it's not me. They're like,
Yeah.
can you just show us your car? I was like, it's in the trailer packed in there. Like, you can't even get it out in 10 minutes.
God. So do you have to work hard to get their brains to separate like takeovers and competitive drifting and like sanctioned drifting?
With a lot of like the older locals and like circle track guys, we have a
Yeah.
lot of circle track racing up here, a lot of dirt track stuff, and they all
Yeah.
think it's the same. And the demos we do at Elko, it's a circle track night. So like there's a series going on.
Yeah.
And at first they didn't like us at all. Now they're like, everyone's like, we're coming out there to watch the drifters, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Sideways burnout.
yep, you guys are out, we're in. And especially the people that drive Corvettes, the people up here, they're like, what are you doing? Stop that! It's like, bro, chill. It's a salvage car. Like you probably
Yeah.
crashed it last year. Like,
Yeah.
It's just 1 of 50 in this color with these
Mhm.
wheels.
Yep.
Any interest in circle track racing at all for you, or just always been drifting?
I want a dirt track race really bad. It
Sick.
looks so fun. It looks
Yeah.
fun. And the difference between because I like to race that. Like I used to do a go-kart league. I used to do it with a bunch of buddies out here. We have like a big indoor kart place up here, and it's 10 minutes from my house.
Right.
Yeah.
I like about like that lap racing is that you can have a bad lap and still come back.
True.
I could have a bad lap in pro, unless that other guy has a bad lap.
Right.
Pack it up, guys. Hey, crack the cold ones. I'm on the way in. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
So-
true. It's unique like that. It's a one and done.
Mhm.
Unless that dude has a worse lap than you,
mhm.
pack it up, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Or even if it's just too bad, okay, no,
Right.
okay, you guys go get your stuff together and come back.
Right.
Like, quit playing, quit messing around and quit doing stuff like
Right.
that. So, I think
Yeah.
circle track would be fun. I also want to do like off-road racing, short course,
Sick.
because we have EXR and that whole Amsoil thing. It's the whole series is really close to me.
Nice.
It's in like Wisconsin, South Dakota, Michigan, and Minnesota and stuff like that. So I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you recently did a video with one of those trucks, right?
Yeah, yep. Actually, Alec was the one that kind of put all that together, and we made a pretty cool video. It was pretty cool. I can't act for the life of me. We probably had to do 10 different scripts. I couldn't remember lines. Nate knows how this goes. I can't talk on the camera at all. I thought I was getting good at it, and then I did that video, and I was like, man.
No, I think you're better than you let on, but.
Well, I just stumble a lot, and I forget what, like, if I'm supposed to say a certain line.
Yeah.
I forget. That's gone. I can read it a million times. I'm going to forget it.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
That's right. You're a driver, not an actor. You're fine.
You're
Not
right.
yet, at
And that's
least.
a lot of people.
Nah.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I'd be a stunt driver the best, but I could never act. I could never do it.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Quick
quick pull up the video. There it is. I'm gonna quick pull it up on just so people can go check it out when they want to.
Earlier when you were talking about that like crazy movie that your friends made, can everyone watching, can they watch that somewhere like on your YouTube channel or something, or is it gone forever?
I have a copy of it.
Okay.
And there's one other person that I know that has a copy, and his name's Andy Luck.
No.
Yep.
Is it that bad of a video?
It's horrible. Horrible video.
Oh man.
I had my really long curly hair.
Yeah.
It was not good.
Is it postable or are you just like embarrassed of it?
Oh, it was posted for
Okay.
a while.
All right.
And then I had taken it down. I had gotten access to the channel, and I was like, we're deleting this. Because it was at like, at one point, I think it was at like 20 or 30,000 views. And I'm like, God, this is just. And like, I was getting good at drifting, and like, people would bring it up. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get it deleted completely. And then we went to Orlando for Prospec. I want to say it was, I think in 21 or 22.
Yeah.
And I remember pulling into Orlando, and I'm sticking my head out there talking to Andy. He goes, "Hey, don't back talk me. I still got that video." And I was like,
"Oh man."
Oh no. I was like, "Man, oh no." So I was like, "Okay."
Are you a gambling man? Should we make a bet? If you podium in pro this year, you gotta post it again.
Oh no, that won't happen.
Damn. I tried.
No. I mean, I'd have to find it. I can show it to you.
It's
I can find it. It's somewhere.
Oh my god!
I gotta go into like my high school email and find it, but I'll find it.
Oh my god, where it was like hotboy12@aol.com.
Yeah, something like that.
It's Minnow155 at Yahoo.
Nice.
Look at those shoes, buddy.
Snazzy.
Yeah. So
dude, Nike
look at
needs
this
to
guy.
come in. They need to step up their game.
Agreed.
Yeah, this was so chopped. I did this so many times.
Yeah. So if you guys want to go check out the video, it's Dirt and Smoke Off Road by Chris VDE Racing, and we did actually talk to Robbins about the actual truck. It's a really cool like truck itself. So definitely go check it out. You got him, Austin coming in driving his car, and you guys look like you had some fun making this.
It was good. It was so cold. It was freezing outside. It probably took my car an hour and a half to get started. I had to get a big propane heater from the store, and
really?
it was a hassle.
Damn.
It was a hassle.
That's crazy.
All right. Well,
but it was a good time.
The shots look good though.
No, dude, it's a good video. People need to go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to show that, make sure we threw that out there because it was a cool thing you did there.
I love the crossovers that happen. I love like the trophy truck guys or the short course guys. Like they like drifting, and then some of the sprint car guys like drifting. I think hasn't Forsberg been in a drift car or a dirt car or something? I love a good crossover.
He does whatchamacallit.
Is it like the Mint 400 or something like that,
Yeah,
or the
yeah,
Baja 500 or something?
Yeah,
he did a
He just did it,
commercial
him
though.
and Alex. Oh,
he
yeah,
did.
he has the Frontier commercial.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I actually drifted with Chris before in MDU before he started off-road racing.
Nice.
back in the
Nice.
MDU days. So he was actually a drifter before we became off-road racer.
Oh, that's cool.
Sick.
Yeah.
It looks looks expensive to do off road racing though. Probably.
There's
Man,
no way
so is
it's
drifting
more.
though. So is drifting though.
It's
I mean,
This is true.
I didn't ask him like what's a breakdown or like
Mhm.
Mhm.
I have a buddy that does some off-road buggy racing, the same series that he runs,
Yeah.
and it's not terrible. You'd be surprised. I'd probably spend less money doing that than this.
Interesting.
Okay.
That's
Wait, never mind. I take it back because I'd probably crash a lot, so then I'd be building new cars.
Yeah,
and-
you know, it's not really apples to apples, but
yeah,
I
and
guess
then knowing me,
yeah, right. Well, I mean, that kind of brings me to you're building a new car this year. So you want to kind of go into what you're doing for the pro series this year?
so I'll give you a little test,
Okay.
but it's gonna be an S14 again.
Cool.
We had some plans to do something else. I just feel going into pro, I need to go into a chassis that I've driven a lot,
Yeah.
and I know
Yeah.
it's not the most presentable, and it's not it's not a new something off the lot or whatever. And that's what I feel like a lot of big sponsors like. I want to try, and I'm not a name to get them, but like I want to try to get like those. Like I want a Bud Light car. Like that would be awesome.
Right.
You know, how awesome would have a Bud Light car in FD. It'd be
Right.
so cool. Or a Coolers
I've always
Light.
been
Or
a proponent of getting alcohol into drifting.
Well,
It's in other
they-
motorsports.
they had Breezy or a Twisted Tea.
True.
Dude, it would be awesome. Twisted
What's
Tea.
your beverage of choice?
It depends on the day.
I'm gonna say a Busch Light. How close am I?
Oh, you're way off. I'm
Yeah,
definitely IPA. If we're talking about beers, definitely a nice hazy IPA for me.
Okay,
Strong.
Okay,
too.
all right. A man
I
of
did not
culture.
see a Busch Light
Yeah.
in that
What-
man at all.
No, Busch Lights, no. Nope. I'm gonna need some Tums afterwards though, because man, do they give me heartburn.
Yep.
Yeah.
So-
You're
So but the S14, you doing similar engine stuff? Do you have similar partners you're gonna get for this year, kind of on that side of the things, or you trying some new stuff?
American Force Induction's taking care of us on the blower again.
Yeah.
We're still running our same engine setup. We're making a couple chassis adjustments. I don't want to say too much. I can't give everyone the sauce yet. So,
No, you're good. But
pretty much everything will be the same.
Mhm.
The livery is going to be something completely different, which I'm very excited about.
Ooh.
I can't wait for it.
That's exciting.
different color scheme.
I wouldn't say colors. I think the blue, purple, and white and black is kind of our stamp. And I
Yep.
know like there's a couple other cars, but with Steve and his business at DeVault Motorsports, his company's like a purple. That's his
Yeah.
his standpoint there, and the blue has been with me since 2020. So
Yep.
I don't think I could veer away from those colors. It's still gonna come back to my roots for sure.
Heck yeah.
But it will be different. It will be something cool. I got some really cool partners that I'm working with this year, and I'm very excited to share that stuff with them
Hell yeah.
and all you guys. And I'm very excited for this year. I'm very nervous, but I'm very excited.
Yeah.
So
Well, I applaud you on the decision to stick with the chassis. I am very curious to see how like a guy like TLO is going to do next year in a completely new chassis.
that man's a monster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. He can probably
that
drive
kid's-
anything though.
That kid's a monster, and so is Connor. He
Yeah.
hops in a 240 to a Beamer. Them dudes are just unfazed. I'm asking myself, like, I'm an old dude, like, what the fuck you guys eating? You're
I don't
like,
know,
it's
dude.
like,
So, I love Connor, Team Connor all the way. I think he's way better in the BMW, and I think you're selling yourself short in that S chassis. I think you're an
no,
extremely
I think
exciting driver to watch.
I like Connor, how his style, my personal like watching and following
Mhm.
and stuff. I like him better in the S chassis.
Really? Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. Same with Tommy. I mean, I haven't seen Tommy drive the
Any-
Corvette yet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he's just an S chassis man. That man needs to come
Yeah.
back to his roots. I tried to buy his car when he sold it. I was like, oh my God. Messaged him. I was like, did you sell it? He's like, yeah. I was like, dang, I'm a day late, man.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty crazy deal. Homeboy's
He
giving
sold
that
his,
thing away, but
The Prospec chassis?
yep.
Yeah, the winning one, yeah.
Mhm.
Really? How much was he
Yeah.
asking?
It was like
It was a deal.
Yeah,
It was a
I can't
deal.
remember what he listed it for, but I just remember looking at it and be like, yeah, that's way too cheap. But
I'll write the check right now.
Yeah.
Here you go. You want Cash App? What do you want?
Yeah.
I'll
Hey, if
pay
it's sold in a day, I think he did price it.
it
Maybe.
sold in a couple hours.
Yeah.
Damn, okay.
Like it was like
Damn.
I think a local guy in Canada did buy it though.
Try
I
to
hope
keep your
so.
car.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, ready to go. I mean, beaten up off the trailer, but ready to go. You know, it's not like
Exactly.
Ricky's car, traileritis. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I love Ricky. There's a lot of Ricky slander, but just because I've known him since like high school.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I love the dude too. He's great.
yeah.
He is
Yeah.
such a he could dish it back so damn
Oh
good.
yeah,
Though.
you can. I know.
Like,
he
I'll
would.
make one little joke at him, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden it's just like stab, personal joke. It's like, God damn it, dude.
For sure.
did
We
not
were
ask
in
for that.
we were in St. Louis, and I wasn't even talking about him. And he goes, "Man, did you like gutter ride the wall in St. Louis?" Like, Seattle? I was like, "Bro,
Oh my
come
God.
on. Help me
Yeah,
out a
that's
little
that
bit
East
here,
Coast
dude."
in him though.
Like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
That's amazing. But obviously your old chassis is pretty tired. I think you had quite a few seasons in that thing.
Yeah.
Kind of. Do you have a favorite moment so far though in that chassis? You know, obviously it's been mostly an FD car, but any favorite
Well,
moments?
It's always been. I mean, I've driven it for practice and stuff like that. I built that car in 2019 into 2020. My favorite moment in the car was getting on the podium with the girl, my kids there. That has been my goal since day one of having children, was having that there in that moment, and that sealed the deal. It was locked in. I didn't win first, but in my heart I did with them there. Seeing their faces, you know. My youngest daughter was sleeping because it was like midnight. And she like locked eyes with me and just started crying. I was like, "Why are you crying?" She's like, "I'm just so happy." And I was like, "I love you." And she's like, "I love you too." And
That's
it was
so
great.
sweet.
It was great. It was super cool. But I can't say that was my. I mean, that's top 5 moments for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 is right now. But I'm driving that car in Long Beach.
Okay.
My new car will be done, but I don't trust myself.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Smart.
Okay.
Smart.
Mhm.
Hey, don't hit the rumble strip on entry. That's my advice for you. Don't
I
even
mean,
mess
like
with it.
it's all right. You can kiss it a little.
Herbie wants to flirt with disaster.
I know, right?
I don't want no disaster. I'd like to go that weekend unscathed. Knowing me though, I gotta try to touch all the walls at least one time on a single run. You know, like like a ping pong. You know, like one time, just one time. Just one
That
time.
second one's nice. That second one is smooth.
Yeah. My favorite video ever is the old guy with the long beard there and Vaughn's
Yes.
coming by, and it's just like poof. I'm like, sick.
Yeah. Bill
He's
Baldwin.
probably like,
Yeah.
these damn drifters, like just
Yeah.
It was so cool. Yeah.
He loves that shit. He's been a staple of that track since the beginning. I used to have a shirt with like, it was just like a doodle of him, and it was like
That's
his hair
cool.
and then his beard, and they're just
Yeah.
like all squigglies. Yep, Bill Baldwin, good guy.
Sick.
Neat.
Yeah. All right, so I'm just kind of going through some of the questions here. I am kind of curious. You're pretty stuck on the LS platform though. Have you driven Jay-Z stuff? Like, have you thought about doing other just platforms, or like why the LS? Because you've been a pretty big proponent. I mean, I've heard some of your ideas on some of the things you've wanted to LS swap, and I'm pretty sure people would have crucified you. So like, why the LS, bud?
Well, we all like bald eagles. We're from America, you know. And
Yeah.
now it's like the nation's bird now, right? Like for real this
I
time.
think it's always been. Hasn't
Something
always
like that,
been
yeah.
our big homie in
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got Robot over here.
Yeah. What
What'd you
happened?
say?
Sorry, I'm plugged straight into the router, guys. Anyway, I was saying it's always been bald eagle has been the symbol of America. No.
Yes,
Exactly.
but didn't someone say that it wasn't like technically the.
I have no
Anyways,
I don't
the
listen to
internet's
those
crazy
people.
these days. I don't either. Okay,
Yeah.
so streaming, you know, I started out in SR. Hated my life.
Whoa.
Hated my life. They just blew up every time I drove them. No matter what, blew up. Bam, bam. The only good SR car I had was this convertible I bought for my sister. It was like this burnt orange color, and it looked like a car out of South Park Mexicans fucking music video right out the fucking gate, dude. Fucking drop top, it was sick. It was the only car that ever ran good until it fucking started knocking, and I was like, you know what, these need to go. Then I got in a JZ car, and that was good. I think I drove that. I drove that my first year of MDU.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had an RB26 coupe. Knocked. That got to go. Then the JZ knocked. I was like, all right, let's go in LS. And then I blew up 4 of those in a year. I was like, God. I was like, man. And then I found this dope engine builder out of Springfield, local to me here, and it built me a motor, put a dry sump on it, and it probably has turned 5,000 laps. And it's still in the S13 that I have. It's in my garage over there. Mm-hmm. It starts right up. I mean, it probably makes 180 horsepower when it made like 400 on its prime, but it's still. Alec Robbins just drove it in that video with Chris.
Yeah.
It doesn't drive straight. It is the most Frankenstein car. We call it the garbage can.
Nice.
It's rough. It's rough, but it's. I don't know. And then I've never turned back. It's always worked. It's always been good. And a big thing with what I learned with when I went LS is I can focus on my driving and learning to drive in predicaments to make myself better.
Yeah.
And
less
so
clutching, less hand movements and things. You can just like break into it and expect that the torque can just drive you out a little bit easier.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and then also like, I mean, yes, like I run limiter on my car now and stuff like that, but I feel like learning like this, like close proximity and stuff like that, and having that torque and that stuff, and just not having to worry if the car's boosted up, if it's gonna fall down or whatever. I mean, with now, like when I had a JZ then to now, is the technology is so much different.
Yeah.
You know, that was 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or God, longer than that. Would have been since 2012. And
I mean, now people are running anti-lag and nitrous to do all the things that you're complaining about now. But it's like it's still it's a more complex setup then at that point too. So it's like
absolutely.
Hey, Wall said, what about the 4-door Skyline that sounded like a train horn that we partied in at BIR?
That was just a stock, dude. You just hold it to the ground. So okay, I mean, it sounded like a train because the hike is. We just unplugged it and it just made this weird, like it was a train noise.
I've heard it before at Englishtown too, with some of those. Yeah, that rear end, that same exact rear end. It's like, oh my god,
you can't even hear the car. It's just
it's screaming.
That's amazing.
I'm like always like looking at the rear end. I'm like, is it gonna glow? Is it like hot? I don't.
I definitely thought it was gonna blow up over the weekend. And it drove, and I daily drove it, and I drove it all winter long. And I got hated on again in that D-Town page. Join it; it's pretty good. I'm gonna add you guys.
Okay.
They're like driving down 169, and there's a Skyline next to you. I'm like, it's me, guys. Hi. And they're like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't care, dude. It's like the salts on the road are gonna ruin it. Like, dude, it's like a F-class type whatever import. It's horrible. Like, there's already rust on it. Like, you guys worry about yourselves. It's not your car. It's my car. And then who wants to buy it? Because I'm gonna sell it. So
still will, dude.
Yeah.
It's fitted with the Jimmy John sign on the roof.
Yeah, I have that Jimmy John sign still too. It's pretty cool. I bought that from a buddy. He got fired because he sold it to me. He said someone stole it, and then I mean he definitely sold it to me at the bar. He's like, "Give me $100, I'll sell it to you right now." I was like, "Deal." And my God. You got my sandwich. I was like, "You got my sandwich though? I want my food." He's like, "Oh yeah, cool. Thanks, buddy."
That's amazing, dude. So it sounds like you've gone through a couple cars in your lifetime. Do you have a favorite though?
Dash chassis all day.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah,
Yes,
240s.
S14?
That's just. Yep. No, I love all S chassis.
Okay.
Competitive wise, I think the 14 is the best. Yet I haven't drifted or been in like a competitive S15.
yeah.
But I don't. I mean, I love the S15 so much. I don't think I could. Like, unless it's already beat up and crashed, I don't think I could take like a fresh one and chop it up.
Right.
Like how Dan Stuckey did his new chassis. I know he couldn't get a title for it, baby, but man, that car was perfect. I couldn't do it. I don't think I could do it.
Yeah,
But
it's true. I mean, Dan's car is freaking
It's-
beautiful.
It is gorgeous. Yeah.
state of the art, dude. It's one of the nicest ones I've seen, hands
Mhm.
down. Him and Casey Cole did a really good job on that car.
Yeah.
It was pretty to see. As soon as I walked up on it at Long Beach, I was like, God damn. And he was in like
Mhm.
such a spot where like the morning light was like rising right above, like right behind it. They had like the nice little green carpet out already. I was like, damn,
Yep.
dude. I'm like, this is sick. Oh, hi Sarah.
Right there.
But that was the only car I sent in my group chat to like Alex, Matt, Ricky, all of them. I was like, look at this thing. I was like, check this bad unit out.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
it made it through the season, and I think it turned out okay. Hey, you know, it's not. It's,
Then he,
it's-
yeah,
Oh,
but
for sure.
he did blow a hole in one of the
yeah, I
motors,
mean,
right?
engines are engines. You know, he
I was,
can
I
go
was
through
going
those.
through my pictures.
Still look
earlier
good. That's all that
today.
mattered, right?
Yeah, and I was like, wait, that was his, right? I almost forgot about that. Like,
Yeah, he. Yeah,
I think he lost 2 motors. I think this year, or one. No, one for sure.
yeah. Well,
Um,
Casey lost one as well, but
Oh yeah, that was. Yep, that's what
Yep.
it was. Yep,
but it's
yep.
like it's just. I mean, when you're at this level of sport, I mean, it's gonna happen. It's very. I wouldn't say it's uncommon to go through a whole season without, or at least hurting an engine. But I mean, it's. I would say it's like probably 50% of the cars in Pro 1 went through an engine. I would say
Yeah, for sure.
throughout the season, at least one or like finished one off towards the end of the year kind of thing. So, like for example,
Pushing
Robbins putting in there was a head gasket. I think Robbins in Irwindale, and he
yeah.
just sent it
Yep.
kind of thing, you know. So it's
Yep.
like,
And then who was? I don't remember who was next to us. I want
at
to say it was like
Irwindale?
the chrome. Yeah, the chrome red BRZ. I think
oh, Higa,
Diego.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
his car
he
was
sounded-
literally like doop doop doop, and I was like,
Yeah. Pulling up
Yeah.
to the line was just banging.
I'm like-
I couldn't believe that they let him go.
I'm like, that
honestly.
sounds like a tractor. How are
Yeah.
they letting him continue? Like,
Hey,
and,
and
of course,
be nice to
Initially
tractors. I
exploded.
have one, okay?
Yeah, it's true.
you don't drift it.
Yeah, I
Then
do.
we sat there for 35 minutes. waiting
EcoBoost
for him to
motors
clean
sound
the
like
track.
tractors, okay?
It's like,
This is
yeah.
what they.
That doesn't
I
have
I actually have a tractor.
Oh, you have a real one, yeah.
My country ass self out here. I do.
Hell yeah, brother.
I do.
Well, you like make like BMX. No, is it BMX or is it dirt bike jumps and stuff like? like
Well,
a-
like I can run a skid, and like my background comes from like motocross and supercross stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of property out here on the reservation, so we build like downhill dirt jumps like through the woods. Well, we
Okay.
build those for our pit bikes all around. So it's just like
Hell
it's
yeah.
not necessarily a track. It's just like this really long line that we're gonna go and drink tons of beer and probably fall on our face a lot throughout the day. It's a good time though. It's fun. It's
That's
fun.
awesome.
Do your
yeah,
daughters have any interest in motorsports or dirt bikes or any sort of power sports?
My girls love snowmobiling.
Cool.
They absolutely love it.
That's cool.
This Friday we're actually going to the Amsoil snowcross races.
Cool.
And that's all they're talking about. Like, Dad, and then also like, when can we go back to the track? Can we go back? Can we go back? Can we go back?
Oh, that's awesome.
And I got my oldest to drive her own go-kart by herself this year for the first time, and that was a riot. It was the coolest. I had my cheeks hurt just thinking about it. Like, and she's just like, Dad, look at me. I'm like, just watch where you're going, please. She's like, okay, full throttle, no throttle, no like none. It was like all in or nothing. I'm like, slow down. And she's like,
They have no
That's
fear,
amazing.
man.
No, literally, she's bouncing off walls, and the dude's like supposed to turn it down. He's just leaving it on laughing. I'm like, yeah, let's go.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
amazing.
Shout out Brandon in the chat. Good to see you there, buddy. He asked, "What type of tractor do you have?"
Of course, now we're getting
Kubota.
Yeah.
Okay.
right.
Yep.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it did say as well, $100 for a Jimmy John sign. That's a good deal.
It's a damn,
Dude,
damn
it's
good
all-
deal.
Yeah,
I want
it
the
was a good deal.
new. I want the new like shark fin from Domino's.
Yeah.
That's the one I really
All right, we
want.
gotta get a Domino's guy.
All the
That's
Domino's
amazing.
guys around here suck. They won't sell it. I've asked like a bunch.
That could be a title sponsor of 2025, dude.
Dude, oh my god, it'd be awesome. I'd show up with a Domino's trailer. I'd be
Yeah.
slanging pizzas. That or Spam. So Spam's local to me. I could be the Spam man. You know, I could be like a superhero that just delivers Spam to everybody. It would be awesome. I got
Look
good
out,
marketing
Trip
deals.
Wizard. We got the spam
Yeah, Spam man.
No,
dude. I'm
Spam
in
man.
for it.
Don't underplay what the name
My bad.
is. You know, Spam guy. We got the Spam man. I like
Spam
that.
man.
Yeah,
You know,
superhero.
I'd have a little cape, all of it on my race suit. It would be perfect.
Hit him up.
That's so funny.
Holy cow.
All right,
Damn.
buddy. Let's get back into some drifting topics here, because this is somewhat some of what we do is talk about a little bit of drifting, but just kind of like, obviously you've been driving a while. Is there a track that you drove probably in your early days that's probably like you think is like underrated or something, like as terms of like that's not talked about, or like a track that people don't really know about, that you drove that was like, you know what? That track actually is really sick. A little bit different question than the normal one.
Yeah, honestly, Brainerd International Raceway is, I think, it's a huge road course.
Yeah.
I've hucked into the keyhole 109, 108 miles an hour before, just like Utah.
Wow.
You barrel down this hill, and it sets you up good. And I've had some scary calls of going off. But I think it's a track that a lot of people should come up and visit, because like the drift scene up here is kind of like how your guys is on the East Coast. You know, like you guys have E-Town where you got like Sneaky Pete's and that stuff. Like we used to have these events called Proving Grounds by Matt Performance.
Yeah.
And they were outrageous. They were so much fun, so crazy.
Right.
And that company kind of fell around and fell down, and then we had Power Crews and stuff. But when I used to host events at Brainerd International, I used to have 3 different tracks running at the same time: a road course, a skid pad, and then like a small technical course where newer people are trying to learn.
Yeah.
And it was half the time people didn't have enough tires to even drive because there was so much. Like I'm sending them out, like, you know, like go, like, dude, like you're by yourself. No,
Such a good
everyone else is
problem
done.
to have.
Yeah, you know, and my main thing for the events were to have seat time for people. I really encourage a lot of people to try to get up to an event at Brainerd, especially drive the road course at Brainerd. It's super fun, it's super fast, and it's one of the funnest tracks I've driven ever, but it's funner backwards. It's super fun backwards. And I've crashed there like 10 times in the same spot, actually. At the same wall, I can show you the different cars and different colors.
That's
really
funny.
cool.
So you like a faster track, sort of like a Utah, like you were one of the ones who wanted the fast Utah entries to come back then.
No, I like Utah how it is now. At
Okay.
first, with the rumble strips, I didn't like it.
Mhm.
And I didn't like Utah in the beginning. We were barreling down here, and I can't see anything. And then I'm blind halfway through the whole track. And then I'm like popping out, and I'm like, well, I'm not even in the right spot now.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like, I should be over there, and I'm over here. So it's like,
Yeah. Well, Utah
Utah.
is a tricky one, especially like you said, the line of sight. I mean, you're in the smoke a lot of it. I mean, and the thing with Utah too is the, like you said, the visibility and I talked to FD, like the staff, and they're like, well, we can't really put markers out there because you guys just run them over. And it's
yeah,
like,
100%.
and it's like, well, I mean, you need
And
something.
we can't put a
you know.
wall there either, though. Like, we can't put that. That's going to be really bad if we put a wall there. The
Really?
cones, when they put the cones out, I get it. We know we destroyed them. we put them through the ringer. I think they need to have a budget just for cones at Utah for next year.
Right.
Because the cones really did help. They really gave you that sight of view. Okay, that's the end of the track. That because the concrete and the pavement goes for far, like further
it
than
goes
that
a lot
over there.
further, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think, and like we were using the rumble strips in the beginning to tell us, okay, that's the end. You feel it. You
Right.
feel it in your ass. Okay, I'm not in the right spot, and
Yeah.
hopefully a tire doesn't pop off because that's always what happens here.
Oh, he's got the New Year's celebration going.
Yeah,
Nice.
he
Hell
gave us
yeah,
the
dude.
thumbs up. That's what it was.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it takes.
Yeah. Well, if you're on an Apple product, yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it is.
I'm not on an Apple product.
Neither am I.
Yeah.
My computer didn't work, and I'm
I
not tech
think-
savvy enough to make it work.
Yeah. Felt.
It's all good. We got you on here, so that's all that matters, right?
What do you think about like slower, shorter tracks like US Air? How do you feel about those ones?
US Air is so fun. I go there all the
Yeah.
time.
Love that track.
The elevation changes is probably my favorite thing ever. And it's like, yeah, we have elevations at Utah, but like that elevation change,
It's like,
It's-
woo, woo, yeah.
it's so fun. And you can drive anything there. Like I did the Rio Bash a couple years ago in just a stock Z. All I had was an e-brake. That was
That's-
it. No angle, no nothing. And I had probably the most fun I've ever had at an event in a long time.
Yeah.
Just drove lap after lap after lap, and I'm with all different types of cars, all of them, and I had a good time. I love US Air. It is a track that I adore. I try to drive as much as I can. I only get, luckily, maybe one or maybe two events a year there ever, and
Right.
it's not far from me. It's
Yeah.
only 4 hours or so.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
Have you done
Like
a
when-
final belt over there?
I don't have a stylish enough car.
Okay.
Yeah. Even though
Yeah.
One day I will. One day I will. But
that means he needs to actually keep bumpers on the car first.
yeah, I got
Nah.
it painted and stuff.
Yeah,
Like
they don't want like V8 typical. Well, they don't really care too much, but I guess like big blower through the hood, they're not the biggest fan of. Like if it was
No.
tastefully done, maybe.
They just don't like my car in general there. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
They never have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nothing against them, guys.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like
I don't
like
think any
that-
FD drivers really getting the invite for their FD car, honestly. So
True.
don't feel
No,
like it's
no,
against. Yeah,
Nope.
it's
Gonna go,
all the sponsors on the side of the door and everything too. You want it
Yeah.
more just street. It's the same thing I think with
Yeah.
like Drift Appalachia, where they just want it just more street style. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. More clean
pretty-
cut.
Yeah.
More looking, not a granola bar, like an actual like just regular car.
Yeah.
Because like Drift Appalachia, I want to do too. I'm want to get there eventually. But it's all about timing. It's like, I take those spare days I have off of FD, and I want to be able to. I'm not saying that it's not good practice, but I'm going to practice different things, I guess, versus trying to have fun and like just drive with the homies, which I want to do. Like, I miss driving with all my friends. I miss driving with, all of everybody, and I love
Right.
going to local events and just hanging out. I mean, I hate watching, but I'll go and I'll do it.
Are you building like a party car, like a cleaner car that you could take to some of these events, or?
So I'm gonna have the Prospec car, which I'm gonna
Okay.
use for Grid Lifes and LS Fest. And I'm gonna try to get out and do a lot of different stuff. I'm doing Slush Fest down in Denver at Pikes Peak International this
Cool.
next year.
Yeah.
We were supposed to be there last year. Just had a couple family things come up, and I put that first over everything. And
100%.
I tell my
Yep.
family if I got to skip FD, I got to skip FD, and then they're over here fighting with me like, if you don't go, we're not going to talk to you. Like, dang, you guys are mean.
Aggressively supportive of your FD career. Got it.
They just don't let me live it down. They know that like
Mhm.
we all as a family have worked so hard to get me here where I am.
Mhm.
And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here for sure.
Right.
And so I absolutely love it. I love the support that my parents might give me, and
Mhm.
my baby mama and even her family and everyone, like they're all there cheering on me every weekend.
Yeah.
We're racing, they're calling, they're texting, they're like, how you doing? How's everything? And it's great. I love it.
That's cool. Also, you're a big fan of the tattoos. Those
I
those
sure do.
heinous
Yeah.
things, you know.
Didn't even know you had hand tats like that on your hand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Damn,
he's got them
bro.
all.
This is 9 years old.
Holy
That's
cow.
held up really well for 9 years on your
Mhm.
palm.
Where did it start?
Where does my palm start?
No, like the whole tattoo. Like when did it all start? How old were you?
Start ripping the clothes off, no?
Yeah.
I got my first tattoo in an attic in South Minneapolis at 14, and my dad was furious, absolutely furious. I mean, he's fully tatted too, so like he was like, I can't be mad, but I can be mad. And then I'll throw my mom under the bus. She was like, you can do it, but just don't tell your dad. I said, yeah. And I was like, okay. And then she totally went and threw me under the bus. She was like, I didn't say you could. You're going to believe me. And I was like, you did say I could, though. So she threw me under the bus for that one. But it's okay. And then, all of my family's been tattooed. I got cousins with, like, full face tats and head tats and
Wow.
the whole shabam.
Is it a lot of just family stuff or just stuff that you like, or like what's kind of?
Oh, I got the most randomest stuff in the world. I got like a peanut butter and jelly toast with one of my best friends. It's matching. Love her to death. She has the jelly and I have the peanut butter.
Nice.
I got matching tattoo. I got sentimental devil triangle tattoos with buddies from Stories from St. Louis or
Nice.
no, Seattle last year.
Yep.
I got
It's just
chicken
whatever's in the
boxing
moment.
gloves. Like, yeah,
Hell
I got
yeah.
just all types of random stuff.
Do you have
Do you
any
have a-
color-related tattoos?
Yeah, I got a sleeve on my top arm with an S13 and a 350Z, like drifting through this, like the streets of Minneapolis, like a cool sunrise and stuff on it. So
That's really cool.
it's pretty chopped up because that's when like I didn't believe in going to the tattoo parlor and like going to the shops and like just doing it in my basement and stuff. And it's like my bro can do it. And no, I regret that. Just go get it nicely done.
My
You'll
buddy
do
Do you
it.
can
have
do it
do you have a
cheaper.
guy now, like a artist that you go back to over and over?
Yep, his name's Mark Basia out of San Diego. I go see him. I fly out there and go see him, or he'll come here and tattoo us at a shop.
Mhm.
And then
That's cool.
that's kind of like I've been trying to find like a newer traditional artist to kind of finish some of the stuff that I don't have finished that he won't touch.
Mhm.
Finish the rest of my body and up to my neck and my head, and then because I'm going bald up top, so I gotta clean. I gotta put something up there, and I wear a helmet so I can't get a hair transplant. I can't go to Turkey and get one of those nice ones like all the celebrities do.
I saw that. It was like, damn, being bald is gonna be a sign of poverty soon. It's like, damn,
Oh,
bro,
yeah,
I
for
can't
sure.
go to Turkey to get that shit done. What do you mean?
I could, but I'd have to quit racing for a couple months.
Yeah, it's like I put this thing on too all the time. It's like, bro, I'd end up with a line bald spot instead of just
Yeah,
being bald.
yeah. Yep.
Exactly.
You go back and want a refund for your money, and they're like, "Well, you put that on." I was like,
Yeah, or it's a
All
full
right.
infection. Now I got like a headband forever.
"Oh God, that'd be bad."
That's great, man. All
What
right.
else we
Well, I also got, obviously running MDU. You've run a bunch of different pro am series. I think it was East 10 MDU, the one in Colorado. I think you named, and maybe
Vegas.
like one. Yeah, Vegas.
Vegas drift.
That's
yep.
right. So you've done the shootout get your license thing, and you've done like the multiple series get your license thing. Do you kind of have an opinion on like on that kind of style of getting your license, or like do you like the shootout style, or is it pretty important for you to also do the
My
most
honest opinion with that question, I think shootouts should go back to money events. I
Yeah.
think personally, and I think because we're preparing to go into Prospec, winning a Prospec or a pro-am license, right?
Mhm.
Why would I go and spend one weekend to do that when I have to go do 4 weekends of that? I think it needs to go, and this is just people can hate on it and say whatever they want. I think it needs to be
Right.
4 rounds, 4 chances, top 3 winners or top 2 winners or whatever it is
Mhm.
gets a license. Shootouts, I know it's more
budget wise, it's financially wise, all that stuff. It's right, but it doesn't put you in that race aspect of I need to do good these at least 3 weekends and
Mhm.
at least do a 16 and one of them
Yep.
to get a license.
Yeah.
And people tell me like, oh, I can't do that, but then they'll go drive 10 events all year, and it's like, well, you could have just took 4 of your events and focused on driving. Just because you're not driving twice a month doesn't mean, if you're driving once for a pro-am because it's more expensive, and then driving 2 fun events or 3 fun events that cost you a third of the price because it's an hour from your house.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
I think that's a big thing, and I'm not saying like let's make them nationwide. I think they should be regional. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like East
and we
10
all-
stay on the East, and then you got your
Yep.
MDU type like section, and then you got
Yep.
Vegas or whatever
Yep.
that they got going on.
Yep. I want someone to come out with East versus West Coast.
It would be sick.
Oh, Phil's gonna
We-
love that. Is Phil in the chat right now?
He
Meet in the
was
middle.
earlier, I don't-
East versus West Coast. I think, or North versus South.
Yeah.
However you want to split
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That'd be cool.
And if we do North versus South, no offense to them South boys, but I think us Northern dudes have got you guys in the bag.
Yeah, 100% North versus South.
So
Lone Star, Lone
Northwest
Star
and-
Drift is like what?
yeah. So I think that would be super cool event to see.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need. I mean, we all get together for like LS Fest, and we all get together for Grid Life. Like,
Right.
why can't we come together for a fun, cool event? And I think it would be like kind of like it'd be a big turnout because a lot of people want to know. Like, all right,
Yeah.
who's the fucking
Who's
top
got the
dog
bragging
here?
rights?
You know,
Yeah.
right?
I
There
don't
needs to
know
be
if
a
it-
belt, all that, dude.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Fireworks, like.
Well, if
Yeah.
it's East, I'm voting East, and if it's North versus South, I'm voting North because
100%. North
Yeah.
is the easiest choice because think of all the amazing, not that there haven't been great drivers that came from the South, but like Northeast and Northwest has bred the best drivers to ever do it.
But it has to go as your area code on your ID. I get, you got like, because you got like Forsberg and Turk and all them dudes up on your side. And then you got, like the Southern, or I guess Northern Cali, like Matt Field and the dudes. I guess would that still be the cut? Where would the
It
cut
can be South.
Yeah, you would have to literally just like draw a line, I
Yeah.
guess. Find
Yeah.
the middle point. I know Forsberg would end up being in the South.
Yep. So like, so at
Okay.
OD.
Yeah. A few of those guys. Dylan Hughes would
Yeah.
be in the South.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
It'd be,
Damn,
I
God
think that
damn it,
would be
Dylan,
cool.
come back.
Yeah. Forsberg's originally, he
I know.
came up in drifting through Northeast, so that's
Yeah.
a hard one to lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
no, it would be a fun idea.
Yes.
And that's kind of a challenge with being here in America, and that we always like to compare FD with DMEC, and one of the big advantages DMEC has is the nationalities and the countries over there,
Right.
and how passionate people get about the countries that are involved in drifting up there. Here we don't really have like your state pride or whatever. That's kind of like, go, this guy's from my state or whatever. Like it's like there, but it's not even like. It's like you have your college football team, like people love their college football team, but it's like you don't really have like drivers, from that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
I
saying?
mean, the college football up here is pretty intense on my end. I ain't gonna lie. These are, I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Like the college football,
Yeah.
you have like crazy like your local college football, and like that's crazy. But like as far as like actual like your athletes, really, they aren't really supported by. Not that they aren't supported, but you get what I'm saying. Like there's no big rivalry.
right, yeah, for sure.
That's because
For sure.
tomorrow, I mean, like, any one of us could just be like, all right, I'm moving to,
True.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
how
go
many
to
guys
North
moved out to
Dakota
California
tomorrow.
for their businesses?
Yeah.
It's like
Right.
Whereas, like,
Mhm.
a lot of, like, it's not, I feel like that's not such a big thing because, like, truly, like, we can just up and move to, like, another state.
true.
Or, like, at any
it's a little
given
harder when it's
moment.
countries over in Europe. So
And that,
Yeah,
that's
you're
why
trying to get citizenships and
yeah.
Yeah.
all that logistics. Like,
true.
That's why I
Yeah.
think like the sports teams end up like even if I'm from Jersey, I'm a Rangers fan.
Yep.
Fuck the Devils, but like even if I move all the way to California, I'm still gonna be a Rangers fan just because
Yeah.
like that is just like you remember that.
Exactly.
Whereas,
Yeah.
You'll be
like,
that one guy in the bar in the odd jersey, like, woo! And everyone's
Yeah.
like, boo!
yeah, like you're
You're
not,
you're like, no! Like,
And I
I'm just
think-
trying to
I
root
think-
my team on.
exactly. I think it's because it is a team, not just one. Like, I'm
Right.
not gonna go and follow, like, any of the certain players and be like, all right, well, I only really like that guy, so I'm gonna go follow him and jump ship to such and such. Now, if he was to go to, like, the Hurricanes, I'd be like, fuck you, buddy. I hope you lose. It's like, don't care if you were the best player ever. I'm gonna hate you even more now.
Right.
Like,
I
So-
mean, it's true. We are kind of at that time or segment of the show, which is my personal favorite, and I am actually really
Let's do it.
excited to ask you this question. And it was one actually, I think I kind of forgot about this, but like, you got to give me an Andy Luck story because everyone in FD has an Andy Luck story, and you got to tell me one that you can legally tell me.
Yeah, good or bad, which a lot of people have both.
I already told it. It was the one where I peeked my head out and he goes, I still got your YouTube video.
How did
And I
he
just
get a
kinda was
hold
like-
of that?
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's more than just him that have it.
Okay.
But I don't know. How does Andy get anything? Dude has a magical bag where he pulls things out of. I don't know. Like,
Have you ever been on Andy's bad side?
I've been yelled at a couple times. Not really. You want to know what? This is probably the most embarrassing. Like, we're at Orlando. It's our first, when we first got those cards, the Pokemon card things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sitting next to Chris Forsberg and Rad Dan and Dan Stuckey and like big drivers, and I'm nervous. I'm sweating bullets. I don't know. All these dudes I look up to. I'm freaking out. I can barely sign my name. And he walks up to me and he goes, "Can I have one of these?" And I was like, "Yeah, you can." He goes, and then Dan and Rad Dan both go, "Do you want one?" He goes, "I don't like you guys," and walked away. And I sat there like, breathe, dude. Just breathe. And I was like, "You're good." And they were like, "Well, I guess fuck us." And I was like, I don't know what to say. Like, dude, I look up to you guys. Like, what the, And so it's,
Yeah.
He does
that's
that
my
though.
best Andy
He
story.
puts people in the most awkward situations
He
all
loves
the time,
it.
and he
Yeah.
loves it, dude.
He did that to me too. He was like, so I guess I was chatting with some people after an event. And he was like, "Oh, you're making new friends, Sarah?" And I was like, "As long as you're still my friend, Andy, that's all that matters." And he looks at me and he goes, "Nah,
Yeah, so it's like,
I
oh,
was
okay,
like-
thanks, buddy.
I'll die. I guess I'll die."
That's amazing.
Yeah,
it's
he
like,
just
all
likes
right, I'm
messing
gonna
with
head
people.
out on that one.
I mean, I know he's got to watch you. You're on his list of like drivers he's got to keep tabs on. Just
Yeah.
because you guys are a little wild out there, but
On the Andy Luck watch list.
There's
You know
there's
what?
a certain
There-
group of people that like to have fun. On top
Right.
of one, like obviously we're all there. I'm just
Yeah.
a media dude, but we're all there rooting for someone, wanting to win. But
Right.
at the end of the day, when the shop's all closed down, even after it's not the end of the day, if the shop closed early, we're there to have fun now. Like, what
Agreed.
else are you gonna do? It's like, you're gonna sit and wallow in pain? No, I'd rather
No.
make memories. Or
Crack a cold one
spend
with the boys.
spent the money
Yep.
to be out here, whatever
Yeah.
it is. So it's like, fuck it.
And
Yeah.
and they work just as hard to do what they do, so we can come and do what we want to do.
Right.
And I can't thank that whole FD team enough for
Yeah.
from every single person that works with them that does anything. I can't thank them enough, and I always try to give them that. Thank you guys. Like, if it wasn't for you guys, like, we wouldn't be doing this. Like, thank you for putting in the work for that. And so I applaud them 100%. Everyone on that whole team, and especially Andy for putting up with all of us assholes. God, you guys are good. He has a good temper
Yeah.
for putting up with all of us.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well,
Yeah.
and just my team alone,
Yeah.
and then you add some other characters in there.
Yeah.
Damn,
I mean, to be
we're
fair,
gonna
it
give
is.
him a heart attack.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it is impressive that there haven't been real fist fights yet between drivers.
yeah, like you
I'm
said earlier.
surprised.
I'm waiting though. I'm gonna be there. The video's gonna pan out. There's gonna be Austin like,
Yeah.
Wasn't me.
it wasn't me.
He just
Like,
hops in.
what
Yo,
the-
look at this, guys! Look at this.
Yep.
I think
Yep.
nobody wants to be first. I think a lot of people would like to fist fight, but just like the pond at mid pond, nobody wants to be the first one in there. No one wants to be the first person to fist fight at an FD round.
I feel like your chances are the highest of getting out of it if you are the first one. No, if
True.
You know,
I
it's like
think-
it's like, oh, all right, you guys are in definite trouble.
Oopsie
But now
daisy.
going forward, now it's like every driver's meeting is like, if we catch you fighting or if there's any physical altercation, you're immediately sent to jail for 20 or like, you know, there's just like a rule
Yeah.
already set in place.
Oh, I'm bailing out.
Yeah.
I'm bailing out. Fuck that. I'll be here tomorrow, bro. I'm coming to get my shit, and I'm here tomorrow. Fuck that team over there. I'm bailing out. If I'm not bailing out, my boys will bail you out. Fuck everybody.
Hey, bail the other guy out. Fight again the next day.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bail each other out. We're out. Let's do this again. Let's just go in the trailer right now and handle it like men.
That'd be some drifting shit. It's like, now I'm gonna bail myself out and you out, and then we're gonna go. I want another shot at that.
Yeah, Sarah and
Yep.
I are doing our little interview walkthrough during the halftime. You just see a trailer rocking back and forth. It's like, yo, they're getting busy, and you see him walking out. It's just like fucking blood coming out of his eye.
Black eyes, fat
Yeah.
lips, and just fucking
Yeah.
spitting bloods. And just, what you guys do? What does it look like?
I tripped.
AWOL's like Matta vs. Stuckey, Monday Night Raw.
Nah,
Yeah.
I think they're too cool. They're two homies. They would smooch instead.
That's yeah. Me and Dan love each other too much.
Yeah,
I mean, to be honest, he does have the greatest pit space of all time.
it's true.
It's
If
so
I was gonna
nice.
fist fight, I would fist fight there.
That'd be great.
No, because the grass gets slippery, and then you're gonna fall down. I don't. The one thing is, I want a fist fight, but I don't want to lose the first fist fight either.
That's
I want to be the guy that comes out victorious. And
Always the competitor, this guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
I always
if you-
got to try to win.
If you're gonna do
Exactly.
something, you might as well just try to do it right.
Right.
You got to. So I guess it's kind of at the point where if you got any like people that you want to shout out or like think that have kind of helped you like progress on with the previous car or that are going to help you out with the new car, like because that's always the challenge. I mean, obviously you said your biggest supporters is your family, like that's awesome. Like
Well, foremost, I got to give big thanks to the Great Spirit above for blessing me and everyone here to do what we want to do and live our dreams the best we can. And I want to say thanks to my girls for supporting Dad in his dumb decisions, and my family and my mom and my dad. My dad's my absolute biggest supporter out of everybody. Doesn't let me quit, doesn't ever let me give up. And I want to give a huge shout out to Steve at Divulge Motorsports and Zach, my right-hand man, the dude that's always helping me up with my left because I'm broken on the ground crying or something. And I just want to give a huge shout out to my team. If it wasn't for them guys, we wouldn't be here today. And I'm just happy to
heck yeah.
have it. And thank you for you guys too, Nate, for what you do. You make me look good on camera, and
That's easy.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And,
you pretty much
Some
handle that
like when you
yourself.
drive, so it's good.
Yeah.
You do look good, dude. So where can people support you? Where can they watch your progress and follow you along for next year? Shout out like your socials, YouTube, whatever.
yeah. So Awesome Matta Motorsports on Facebook is my Facebook official now, since like I didn't know I had to make like a professional page. I'm not really I'm not a tech savvy guy, and I'm not a social media guy. And then follow me at Don'tMatta710 on Instagram. And then Awesome Matta Motorsports on YouTube. I have
Awesome.
some videos still to post, and I post a bunch of dumb stuff on my Instagram and stuff. So it's always a good joke and a laugh, even a little sad post here and there.
Every now and again, you got to.
Yeah.
We're real people. It's not all
You can.
sunshines and roses all the time, you know.
Thank
We
you, sir.
want it to be. We want
Yeah.
it to be, but
But then you would never know how good it really is when it is good.
Right.
right.
That's true.
Unfortunately.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for coming on. Sarah and Herbie,
Yes.
you guys got anything cool coming up?
No, I
Not
lost
really.
my competition. I didn't end up going against Nate Dogg on Sunday.
Oh,
I went
no.
against his name on Instagram. Yeah, he's got a full blown setup. Sim Drift Cave Media or something like
Oh,
that.
Oh, Drift Cave, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, great. Like, and I put it on his door. Honestly, I watched the replay, and if you're watching this, anyone, I think you flopped on purpose, dude.
Oh.
And I caught his front
Oh.
tire on the inner clip, and I watched it over and over. I was like, there's no tire.
I love that. That right
Not a
there.
Taylor Hull.
That right there. Call them motherfuckers out. Bro. That's one thing I don't like. I hate that shit. Run me heads up, bro. Like
I
come
was
on,
one
bro,
of the
like-
best battles, and it was one of the fastest call. I was the last battle, and it was the fastest call that they had the entire top 32. And I was like, that wasn't very like. I watched it back. He straightened twice in his chase, and he was on me, but he straightened. And I was like, bro, I didn't straighten one time, and I came into that bitch, and I waited, and I was like, if I don't go now, we're both gonna stall. So I went, tapped his front, and he flopped, and I got the deduction on that, and I was like, damn, all right, I guess that's what we're doing. And then I put on my get it together, Herbie. Come on, yeah, I know, man. Hook me up with that sim magic, dog, and I will get it together every time.
Do you have any more comps coming up?
Anyone that I can find at this point, I will do.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, even if it is with this little turd wagon over here, which it was giving me a couple of issues before because I was a bit angry and I gripped the fuck out of it and
They're sleeping?
might have torqued something the wrong way.
Love you, Mom.
But that
Love you,
I'm
one
still
Mom.
on this. I can't hear you, Mom. I'll call you a little bit. Sorry, guys. My mom had put my kids to sleep.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
okay.
That's fine.
That's
See,
good.
family first, dude, like you were saying.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, otherwise I have nothing else going forward. But
Yeah.
it was a sad Sunday.
That's okay. You'll get them next time, bud. I have faith in you.
Thanks.
Speaking of family, my dad's car, he had an S14 when I was a kid. I have it now, and over the winter, I am restoring it. I just got a hood. I don't know if you guys saw my story from Nissan, dude. Picking up parts in a Nissan box was crazy. Love that.
I didn't know Nissan
That's
still
cool.
made parts for those.
Dude, I got a
Didn't
plug,
either.
man. New old stock. It's out there. Apparently, there's only 12. Well, now there's 11. 11 of them left, like, period. I wanted to
How
get
much?
another.
Hit me with the DMs. I need a hood.
All right,
Let
I'll
me
hit you in the DMs, dog. Wait, it's a steel hood. It's like a factory hood because I want to
never mind.
restore it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
I'm trying to,
okay.
like, I have enough S chassis, right? This is my, like, one that's going to be my clean, my nice one. I drove it to high school. I was still a dork, even though I drove a clean S14 to high school. So, like, do the math on that one.
Yeah.
They're like, we should bully this kid more.
Yeah.
It
No.
looks like I guess they didn't. So
They did. They should have.
yeah.
No. No.
Sucks for them, dude.
Sucks for them.
Look at me now. I'm shining.
Hey.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so my dad's probably gonna come out and help me with that in a little bit. I might
Definitely.
even make a YouTube video about it, a little lore about the car.
You need to. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little you and Pops action.
Yeah, get Bill up here with his bald head. Also a fellow bald man.
I
Shout
know.
it out.
He's a good man.
Yeah,
Shout
Bill's a good
out.
man. He's funny.
Yeah, but go check out Sarah's stuff. You just posted your 2024 reel as well.
Yeah, so that it was sort of weird. I don't know why I posted that. That was my demo reel that I was sending out to try to get jobs last year. So it was footage from 2023, and it was kind of neat to see like how far I've come over the course of a year. And I'm working on my reel for this year, so I'll put some podcasts in it this time.
There you go.
You got to keep
get her
grinding.
talking
You guys
shit.
all got to keep grinding on that stuff for sure.
Word.
Oh, it's been
You know?
fun. You know, it's just
Yeah.
one of these things where I have the ability to do it, and it's more like I just can't be lazy, so I just got to go do it. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like that's our issue. That's an issue with a lot of things. So.
Mm-hmm.
But again, appreciate everyone in the chat. If you guys want to like and subscribe, that's always appreciated. But again, go check out these guys. Go check